Natalie says, I have a question on a more serious topic. How did you overcome your anxiety and social anxiety? I'm prone to anxiety and it seems to come and go, but when it comes, it really does. This is a very serious topic, and it's something that I cite this as the most difficult thing in my life I've ever had to overcome was social anxiety, particularly around women. So when I was 18, 19, 20, so 18 through 23, about 5 years span, I had a really, really bad situation with my anxiety. I even got prescription medication at one point to help calm it down, which it did not help at all, by the way. So what would happen to me was I would go to like a get together, or I would try and go out to dinner with a girl, or I would like, this happened after I broke up with my first girlfriend ever in high school. So I would have like, I thought I was the coolest dude in the world in high school. And I had this cool girlfriend and everything was good. And then after we broke up, this like thing triggered in me. And every time after that, being around women that I liked, even just moderately, girls that I was moderately into, I could not eat around them at all. My stomach would shrink into a little ball and I would throw up. I would usually throw up. So if I would go to a party, let's say like a house party, 18, 19 years old, you go to these house parties, you get all drunk and stuff. I would pull up to these parties, and if I had dinner that night, there's a very good chance that I would throw up. I'd basically go in the party, everything would be fine, and then I'd make eye contact with that girl that I liked, and I would just be triggered. And on the surface, I look normal. I look fine. But I would have to excuse myself. I'd go throw up outside, and I'd come back inside the house like nothing happened. Now, the way I overcame it, you're not going to want to hear this. I subjected myself over and over and over and over to the triggers that were causing it. And it got so bad that it was even spilling over into other things. I started to have the same type of panic attacks inside of confined spaces, like limousines and airplanes. So I realized that I had to really get a hold of this. Otherwise, it was going to spread into other things, because it was starting to convince my mind that I was losing control and that this was going to become a part of everything that I did. And I was like, fuck this. So I read a book about it, and the book said that when the anxiety starts to come in, you welcome it in. You don't try and stop it. You don't try and stop the panic attack. You don't try and stop the anxiety. You basically just sit there and you breathe with it, and you envision and allow the anxiety to wash into you and over you like a wave, and you let it pass over you. And that helped me a lot, especially when I was on things like an airplane, because I'd sit down on the plane, I'd start to have this panic attack, this anxiety attack, and I would close my eyes and I would just sit there with it, and I would let it sort of absorb into me. And even though I would still have the anxiety, the panic attack, it would go away, and I wouldn't throw up at least. And then usually 15 minutes later, I felt perfectly fine. So I hope that helps you.